what's up? It is day 3. We're finishing up the project right now. So here's everything put together. I didn't change anything from last night. Everything is here. All the pipes are clean. This is my intake pipe. This is my the end of the intake pipe. This is the turbo inlet boost pipe. This is the turbo inlet, and this is the turbo inlet that goes into here, and this one goes into here. So here's the old turbo. Alright, let's put some gloves on and start installing everything, make the car back together, put oil, put coolant, and we'll be done. Alright guys, so now before anything else, we're going to start putting on our fluids. First we're going to start with the oil. Let's get funnel. I like to put 5W30 in the winter, and I put 5W40 in the summer, just so it's a little thick. If I can find 0, that'll be the best case scenario, but I can barely find 0W, so I always find 5W. I'm gonna start ordering 0W. Well, I already ordered 0W30 from FCP Euro, which will fix that problem, because then FCP Euro, once you buy oil once, you don't have to buy it again, so that's a good thing. I already changed the filter in the beginning, if you guys remember, first day, so I don't need to be messing with that. It's already done. What I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that it is torqued, so we left this loose just so I remember that it needs to be refilled. We need a different funnel for that. Can't use the same funnel because you don't want to mix oil and coolant. With the coolant, you guys need to you can't put everything at once, because as you saw, the truck got filled. You just need to give it time to actually go down. If you can hear it, sounds like yeah, it was very hard to clean this. It's dirty. I'm gonna gonna bring it to a shop, like a detailer, so he can just clean the bottom of my car, because I definitely need that cleaned. As you guys can see, it is dropping. It was up to here and it just dropped a lot. You can even hear it. So first, since we are putting fluids, let's go down, check for any leaks, any oil leaks, any coolant leak. All of that is dry. That's good. The car is filthy, but just making sure the turbo is not leaking anything, and we will continue to put the rest of the coolants in. Even though this is not an ultimate test, but it is good to check if there's any leaks coming from that, because that would mean something is very loose, which so far nothing is loose, or that loose. Now let's continue to put the rest of our coolant in. Once you start the car with BMWs, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it's with all BMWs or just F chassis, but with F chassis, all you need to do is you just put the car in accessory mode, and once you put it in accessory mode, you're gonna hear a little click, and the car is gonna give you like a noise. That means that it is running the fluids through. Why does it do that? Because when you leave the car for too long not running, the fluids sometimes can go to the bottom, especially the oil can go to the bottom, and you don't want that when you start the car. So it's always good to, when you go in the car, just put it in accessory mode for like 2 seconds, and then you'll be able to run the car safely, knowing that there's fluid everywhere that there's supposed to be fluid. Alright, so we finished one. Pretty sure we're gonna need another one once we crank the car. So since we're here already, let's go ahead and do that. Also, another tip for you to make sure that this doesn't have any air bubbles. When I'm not gonna turn the car on now, but when I turn the car on, I'm gonna leave this with the cap off, so all the fluid go down. And then after maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes, I'll put the cap back on, and you will know there's no more air bubbles. If you turn the car on and you hear the car making a loud noise and you put this on, that means there is an air bubble. Turn the car off, take the cap off, turn the car on, let it release any air bubbles, and put the cap back on. Alright, so now let's get to installing. BMW. Alright, so we're gonna start installing pipes. Big tip, whenever you install any pipe that has a gasket like this, just inspect the gasket, make sure there's no leakage in it. If there is, you might have to go back and get another gasket. This one looks good. Also, make sure the pipe is dry from inside. You don't want any water or any cleaning supplies to go into your turbo or into your engine. We're gonna start with this. This is a turbo inlet pipe. So the bolt that we installed to put the turbo into the block itself, this sits in it because there's a two-sided bolt. One side goes into the block, the other side goes out, and it sticks out for this to go in it. This is the turbo inlet pipe, and we're gonna install. Remember, WD, a little bit of WD-40 goes a long way. Alright, it is in. Let's get the nut. This is it. It is a ton. Let's get an extension. Well, That can only mean we need to push it in more. Let's try again. This is what it is to be a mechanic, guys. It's not easy, it's not fast and furious where you just look at the car and the car is done. It takes time and dedication. Pretty sure this is in. Now, we get our electric ratchet and we hit it nice. And we snuck it in, and that's it. Turbo inlet pipe. The pipe part of it is done. This is arguably one of the hardest things in this whole piping situation, right? Now, since we are up here, let's get this one also in. This is the boost pipe that goes from the turbo to the intercooler. And make sure that all the bolts that the bolts for the clamps is looking up, so it's easier to take off and put back on. This one will do the same thing in it. I know these clamps are very rusted. I'm probably gonna buy new clamps, but for the time being, let's do this. This is it. Right, make sure this is out. Again, dry inside. We don't want to throw any dirt inside. C-clamp has to go in. I don't see any other way to do it without this. Like that. Split it a little bit, so it's not blocking us, and at the same time you can just swing it in. And the C-clamp is in, boys. Pull it out. Can't take it out. Perfect. Alright. Now, for this install. Again, you see how I have everything accessible from right here, so I don't have to struggle if I want to take it off. We're not going to tighten this yet. These are the two that hold the intercooler in. This is what I'm going to be installing right now, the intercooler. Right, everything else is for later on. Let's get this party started and install the intercooler. Alright guys, so let's take a look here. See, this is the charge pipe. This is turbo boost pipe. Oh, there's so much stuff here. Oh my goodness. What is that? Dead bugs? That is disgusting. This feathers, dead bugs, oh my goodness, this is a dead wasp. That is insane. Alright, so I don't know if you guys can see, but right here, this is where it screws. Right here is the other screw that is put in, and the clamps in here. Alright, so we're going to bring it. Oops. Gonna tighten one by one. So we're looking at this pipe. Alright, you guys heard it click. I know I heard it click. I left the silicones here and here loose so I can play with the pipes in the bottom. I'm gonna clamp them into the intercooler and come back and start tightening these, and then I'm gonna put the rest of the turbo and the pipe into the intake and job done. guys, so let's tighten the bolt. You see how I have the nuts here looking up and this one looking up? If you're tightening this clamp and it doesn't get tight, that means it is not correctly on the metal. So I would loosen both of them, clean it again, do the same thing over and over until you're done. Also, in the N20 and N26, the VRS have charge pipe. You see how this is moving right here? I have looked and asked and tried. This is like that. I smoked it multiple times. There's no smoke coming out of it. So it's just this is how it is. It moves, but it's in. It doesn't come out. It shakes sometimes. So it is what it is. That's how they designed it. Maybe in the future I can find another company that makes it a better fit. Same thing with this. Make sure that everything is looking up so it's accessible whenever you want to take it off. What I had an issue with this before is that it said if I have it sitting down right up, the intake comes up and it's leaning. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to install it like this a little bit more to see if it fixes anything. I need an 8 millimeter. علينا لا علينا لا. All the way in as much as you can. Let's get a swivel, what I call as a wiggly tool, because it wiggles. Wiggly. Where are you, ya wiggly? Wiggly بتوجعني. Oh. For the Egyptian viewers, I'm so sorry. I know that was hilarious. You couldn't stop yourself from laughing. Alright, let's tighten it. Let's make it bend up a little bit more. Here we go. Okay, it's tight. Alright, so this goes in here, this goes in here, this goes in here. Alright, now let's take this out. We're gonna put 1. 2. Again, I'm just doing it with my hand, not even with a tool. 3, you're not gonna tighten until they're all in together. I emptied out this and it looked crazy inside. It's crazy. It looked like, actually I'm not even gonna tell you guys, I'm just gonna let you see it. It was 13. We already put this connector into the line, the hose that goes into the catch can. We finished these already. We put this in. You just plug this in, and put the connector in here. Everything is already inside. Everything is good. There's no connectors leaving anywhere. You're gonna install this. Okay, first, before I do anything, I would like to smoke it to make sure nothing is leaking. Alright guys, so now we got everything in here. What we need to do is this vacuum line right here goes through that little hole. Alright, this is tight. It is not gonna come off. Job done. This is a 10mm. We're done. So it is a couple of weeks after the turbo install, and we're gonna take the car for a test drive. We're gonna put the mic under the hood. We're gonna get some intake sound clips, some turbo sound clips. We might get some exhaust, but it is more gonna be focused towards the intake and the turbo, just to see how it sounds. Obviously I do have the DV Plus on, so expect some cool noises. Let's get it.